A frigid January Sunday in the nation's capital, and the moment of a lifetime for two groups of teenagers, Finland, USA, for gold at the 2025 World Juniors. There's Trey Augustine, won gold last year, started this tournament slowly, but has gotten better as it's gone along, ready to try to defend. Cole Hutson's brother Lane won a gold medal last year. He'll try to do the same tonight. The opposition, Petteri Rimponen, has been the best goalie in the tournament statistically so far. Major test tonight against that ultra-skilled American line.
And Petteri Rimponen, who has played every minute of every game for the Finns, leads the tournament with a .940 save percentage, 3 goals on 46 shots in their overtime win over Sweden in the semifinals. And Trey Augustine, 11-0-2 in his career for the U.S. at the World Junior Championship, playing in his 3rd tournament, his final game. Lauri Mikko's team opened with a loss to Canada, 4-0, but has won 5 straight since, including 2 overtime wins, 1 against the United States in the opening round. And David Carl will try to guide the United States to back-to-back gold medals. He was behind the bench last year for Team USA in Gothenburg. They went on to win a national championship at Denver, his 3rd in 7 years as the head coach at DU. The United States seeks a 7th World Junior gold medal, a 4th on Canadian ice.
Right there, fellas. You good? Okay, fellas, let's go here.
And Michael Campbell gets it underway. The United States, as the home team, has the last change. The Finns scored first in the first meeting. That's a key for them. In the wild bronze medal game earlier, if you missed it, a 14-round shootout. Loose puck in front, Kiiskinen! Right, that 5-game goal streak is turned away in tight.
Early opportunity for Finland. U.S. is not perfect in their own end. There can be breakdown, and Kiiskinen ends up in front. As you mentioned, 5 goals last 5 games, 1 per, and not able to elevate it all the way up onto the bar from in tight. He just gets it mid-net. Augustine able to make a tough first save.
United States, since that overtime loss to the Finns, has won 3 straight. Terrance moves back in front, rolled off his stick. Moved back to the blue line, kept alive by Coleman Ralph, and Rimponen to fight that off to knock it away. Moves it across the blue line, banks it in behind the American goal. Hutson throws it back in front, and that's knocked wide. As Arttu Alasioa just missed on that. Pieniniemi goes, this is game 2 of the day, and game 1 went way past regulation.
As did the first time these two teams played each other. A surprising result. That was Uronen in overtime for a 4-3 victory for Finland. Surprising in that Finland had lost to Canada, didn't love their game against Germany,
right,
and the Americans were rolling, and then Finland found a way.
At center ice, Zimmer tries to knock it down, trying to find Moore. In comes Oliver Moore, shoots, that goes off the foot of Ison. Moore back with it. Loose behind the goal, Moore. Pivots back again. Moore walks out and shoots, and it goes off a stick, up and out of play. At the juniors, a 3rd gold medal in 6 years. Canada and the United States, between them, have won the last 5 World Juniors. Between them, Canada, the United States, and Finland have won the last 13. Drafted by Nashville, but traded to Detroit. And Uronen works his way back in the corner. Uronen throws it back at the point for Kiviharju. Kiviharju shoots, saved by Augustine. And back comes the top line for the U.S. It's Leonard in on Pieniniemi. Leonard shoots and whistled that wide. At the line, held by Hutson. Whips that down to Perreault. Nifty move by Perreault. Dances back in the corner. And Pieniniemi back on it. Chips it high off the glass. And finds Jesse Nurmi. Nurmi feeds that back down. Augustine holds that with Kiiskinen lurking dangerously. Menedian, rather. That was Mietinen on Menedian. Now a chance for Hultinen. And Augustine got a piece of that. Here's Hultinen back on it. Menedian falls in front. Mietinen back with it. To the side of the goal. Hultinen, a no-look shot. That goes high off the glass. Hultinen still with it. Jim play in front, backhand play. Augustine to stop. The puck still loose. And Tukala picks it back. A brink wide. Took the line of the shot that goes high. Good pressure by the Finns here in the early going. Stiga kicks that puck ahead to Terrance. Good pass across. And Cole Eiserman has it knocked away. Eiserman played 4 minutes and 57 seconds in the semifinal, scored for the U.S. He's averaging 12 minutes a game and has 3 goals, 7 points. While the centering pass knocked away by Svoboda. Flips it back to center ice. Shots are 3-1 Finland in the early going. And a penalty coming down to the United States. Pieniniemi, got to be careful with that. Up to Hemming, it's touched by Connolly. And with just under 6 gone here in the opening period, the Finns will get the game's first power play.
Team USA, number 22, minor penalty hooking.
Must be Max Plant gets the hook inside on Jokinen, and that was after this good shift by Finland in the offense zone. Halttunen, who you sort of think of a stationary shooter, not that at all. Driving, moving his feet, using that big frame to get to the net and not just work outside and shoot the puck.
In the first meeting, the U.S. basically took him away. He stands in that left face-off circle. They just put someone on him and took him away.
Cheryl talk about the pregame. Finland recognizing that, playing the 4-on-3 and don't force pucks. Use the space that is going to be given to you if you're trying to move so far to take Hutson away.
Finns score for 22 on the power play. Kiiskinen has 2 power play goals. The United States allowed only 4 goals on 22 opposition attempts. The London Night Star has that knocked away, but back at the line, Kiviharju for Uronen. Uronen in shoots. He hammered that wide. Here's Hutson racing for the rebound. Romps that back. Topias Huttunen takes the return pass, flips it back across to Emil Hemming. Hemming drops it in the high slot. Kiiskinen shoots, scores! And the beat goes on for Jesse Kiiskinen. Goals in 6 straight, and the Finns have grabbed the early lead.
Absolutely perfect execution of a power play zone entry. Hinen and Helenius give and go. Ladder play, then driving it deep by Henning, and on the 3 pushback, you see Oliver Moore gets so distracted by Helenius going to the back post. Look at all that open ice in the middle of the slot. Moore had chased Helenius down to the far post, and Kiiskinen able to step right into it from 20 feet and rips it low glove side to open the scoring.
What a roll he is on here. His 6th goal of the tournament. It's 1 off the tournament lead, which is held by Czechia's Jakob Stancil, who scored earlier in the bronze medal game. Works it free for Kumpalainen. And Kumpalainen being harassed by Fortescue. Drops it back down to Halttunen. Halttunen works it free. Miettinen tied up. Good pressure here by the Finns. Back at the point, Kiviharju. Feeds it back across. Miettinen. Great pass across to Pieniniemi. Walks in, rolling puck. Kiviharju knocks it down. Winds, waits, feeds it across. Pieniniemi a shot. Augustine the save, and they can't clear the rebound. Kiviharju back across. Pieniniemi walks it and fires. That goes high. And Kiviharju holds the line again. Back across to Pieniniemi. Swings it down to Halttunen. Exhausted American defenders on the ice. Halttunen shoots. That deflects wide. Miettinen feeds that back to Kiviharju. Finns need a change too. Fortescue comes up with it and moves back to center ice. Fortescue dashes in. Long shot, gloved by Rimpinen, and he'll hang on to that. The 2nd shot of the game for the United States.
After an extended offensive zone sequence, Finland wisely taking advantage of no stick. Kiviharju just can't quite tee up Pieniniemi perfectly. First one too far in front of him, second one too far in front of him. But lots of chances, traffic around the front of the net, pucks flying around, tips, rebounds, all of it possible. About a minute straight in the offensive zone for Finland. Get back to business.
Off the face of Moore, tries to wrap around. Ziemer got the shot away. Rimpinen hangs on, took a late stick there. Nieminen works it, and he's crunched down there by Hutson. Nieminen lost the puck to Hutson. Flips it ahead to Leonard, dashing in on Jokinen. Ryan Leonard works in, shoots, and Jokinen got a piece of that. Perreault tries to chip it in front. Alciurwa up ahead to Uronen. The Vegas 6th-round pick, Tuomas Uronen, waiting for help to arrive off the bench. Picks up the puck, drops it back. And that shot by Uronen goes off a skate. Up and out of play.
And Trey Augustine did not play the quarters, but of course he did play the semis, and he wasn't super busy, but he was rock solid, as he has been as the tournament going along. And that save against Yeko late.
Controlled by the Finns. Halted in a quick shot. Augustine, a good save. Another face-off win for the Finns in the offensive zone. Jukala up from Miettinen, lost the puck in his skates. Perreault drops it back. Leonard a shot. Ripping and save. Rebound. Loose in front. Hagens scores. James strikes, and the United States has tied the game at 1. And the top line scores again.
So here's Tukala going back to it. That's a tough angle. Gets into the skates of the Finnish forward, and it goes right to Ryan Leonard as Miettinen can't handle it. And then Rimpinen, a rare mistake. Shot into his glove by Leonard. It's so heavy. He fights it off but can't control it. And one touch, two touch for Hagens. Right on the top of the crease to poke it home and tie the game.
34th goal scored by the United States. This line has 13 of them. Rattle either.
Nope.
Banked back out by Hemming. Moved ahead to Uronen. Tuomas Uronen gets a step and shoots. Scores! Uronen steps to Augustine's shoulder, and the Finns are right back on top.
The same guy who blew it over the shoulder to win the game in overtime repeats it. This time blocker side to retake the lead.
59 seconds after the Americans tied it.
Really strong player. Hemming on the wall, and then support by Serra getting to Uronen. And it's not much there. It's a 1-on-2. Uronen just drives it wide. Ralph gives him a little bit of space, but nothing that you would worry about. But Uronen, who in this tournament has taken a surprising amount of shots for a guy who doesn't play high up in the lineup, created a lot of shots, and loves the high, hard wristers. And Augustine gets beat clean on a puck you are counting on him to save. Uronen
plays for Kingston in the OHL, played for the Ottawa 67s last year.
What a rip.
Led the team in scoring when he left for the Finnish camp. So playing just down the road from here. A couple hour drive away. Now a centering pass. Hemming feeds it across. Uronen again. Having another chance. That's blocked in front. And the Finns came that close to a 3-1 lead. Throw that ahead. Kupalainen broke it up, and Kupalainen can't clear it out. Now drop back. Kiviharju with it. Lead pass to Hultinen. In comes Hultinen. Works in, rolls it towards the goal. Kupalainen couldn't reach it. And Svoboda plays it across. Connolly busts in across the finish line. Inside 5 to go in the first period. Batted down to the side of the goal by Svoboda. Back to Boyum with a shot. Bouncing back in front. Puck checked away by Rimpinen. Boyum got a wrist shot. That was blocked in front by Kangas. Yeminen spins it down to Kangas. Hultinen had a poke checked away by Pieniniemi. Now losing the side of the goal, Kupalainen.
Tired group of Finnish players. They were on the attack.
Now Pieniniemi goes back, an icing called against the Finns. The U.S. Hutson at the line. Cole Hutson. Leonard tied up there with Hultinen. Play continues. And now Leonard, they're going to take them both here. Leonard and Hultinen. That will get the Finns a break.
Ryan Leonard is involved in all aspects of the game, including physical at all times. Might get away with a bit of a pick there. No call. Hultinen's holding on to his stick, throws it down. Hultinen goes down. And the official calls them both right away.
Embellishment to Hultinen. Back across to Uronen. Walks in and fires again. Augustine, a pad save. Urnen's going to keep shooting. Here's Uronen with it again. Drops it back to Pieniniemi. He fires. That deflected just wide. Kiviharju with it. Drops it back to Hemming. 2:45 to go in the opening period. Finns lead 2-1. Alcierwu for Uronen. Uronen slides it ahead. Hemming busting in. Augustine makes a pad save. And now slapped ahead by Stiga, but broken up by Tukala.
That's had the neutral zone movement. Uronen off his skate with full speed, and then Hemming taking it all the way across. That kind of attack pushes the Americans back, gets them reaching, and makes them vulnerable. And Augustine with a really good toe save on a hard cut by Hemming to keep it at 2-1.
Tukala lifts it back out Fortescue to the finish line. Here's Plant with it. Max Plant flips it ahead. And Svoboda centered that. That's knocked away. Back for Pieniniemi. Spins back in the corner. Up along the boards. It's picked up by Hunterton. Moves it back to center. And the Finns will go to the dressing room with a 2-1 lead after the opening 20 minutes against the United States. It's the 2025 World Junior Hockey Championship, the gold medal game.
Shooters, and we play on. Sweden goes right back to Stenver. He just scored in his previous round. Beats Rabel, but not the post. As Rabel shows love for the goalpost, Czechia goes right back to Chalet with a chance to win.
His third try winning it. Chalet backhand scores! And the Czechs have won the bronze medal in a shootout against Sweden.
The longest shootout in IIHF hockey history, 28 shooters. The previous record was the notorious Jonathan Taves shootout against the U.S. in the semis in 2007. That's the previous World Junior record. Anyway, Czechia wins its third straight medal.
Kiiskinen lifts it high in the air, back down the ice. And icing waved off. And now pulled free by Nurmi. Centers it, throwing it in front. Couldn't get a shot away. Jokinen fires, that goes wide. Yeminen sets back up. Puck at his feet, and Perreault knocked it ahead for Leonard. Busting in is Ryan Leonard on Jokinen, and Leonard has to stop up, shoot, Rippin' and save. Loose puck at the side of the goal, knocked away by Kiiskinen. Almost a clear-cut breakaway for Ryan Leonard. Bisonen goes back for it. Banked ahead by Helenius. And Miettinen for Svoboda. Walks right in, feeds it back across, the pass in behind Ziemer. Kept alive by Connolly. Uronen. Back to Kiviharju. For Uronen. Through the traffic, shoots, it goes off a leg, bounces back to Pieniniemi, leaves it there for Kiviharju. Kiviharju has a lane, walks right in. Can't get a shot away, was knocked up his stick. Nurmi. Long shift here in the offensive zone for the Finns. Uronen. Did it a couple of times in the first period as well. Pieniniemi. Two U.S. players collide. Pieniniemi in, shoots, scores! Walks in and fires it home, and it's 3-1 Finland.
These long shifts in the offensive end. You mentioned they did it a few times in the first period. They do it again here in the second. The Americans are tired, get a little confused, and two defenders run into each other. Not a hit, no interference. And guess what? A wrister from distance beats Augustine again. Pieniniemi gets to walk in clean. Yes, it's inside the top of the circle. Well, you're not sure he's going to score there. Trey Augustine gets beat blocker side again. Pieniniemi with a big goal.
Second goal of the tournament. As I mentioned, plays for Kingston in the OHL. His dad, Mika, was a head coach for the Finns at 2 World Championships and the 2014 Olympics. Drops it back to Fortescue. That center ice picked up by Uronen. Up for Aidan. Gets it back across. It just been Hutson with that pass. Uronen had a great look there. Now Helenius with a steal for Uronen. Uronen feeds it back across. Aidan waits, drops it back for Helenius. He feeds it back to Kiviharju. Kiviharju has a look. He shoots. Hit Aidan in front. Uronen back to Kiviharju. Helenius was dropped. Pieniniemi walks in again and shoots. It's off a stick and wide. Loose puck at the side of the goal, and Minetti has it back for the U.S. And again, the Finns furious with the forechecking. Swings back in the corner, moves it back around to Hutson. Cole Hutson back out there with Boyum. See Boyum. Drops it back off to Perreault. Long shot, kicked out by Rippinen. Puck loose behind the goal for Leonard. And Nurmi back on it. Tukala tries to poke down, back around and centered and knocked away by Rippinen. Long shot, and Rippinen makes the glove save on Perreault.
3-1 lead. Rautiainen sees hitting in a really good back check and stick from Minetti to take that away. And got to maintain your discipline. Ooh, Cole Eisman, very lucky to not be called for a penalty. That should have been a minor on the U.S.
Haltonen chips it ahead. Racing back is Boyum. Being watched by Haltonen. Now jumping up is Kupalainen to knock that free. Flipped it back across. Hutson took that away from Haltonen. That was close to offside. Hutson flips it back in. Rippinen able to glove that and hang on.
Another instance out of a break where Hutson
pivots back. Moves his way ahead. A collision behind the play. Hutson. Long lead pass for Leonard. Leonard a shot. He hammered it wide. Skips off the end. Boards high in the air. Now centered again. Leonard fans on that one. Picked up by Hutson. His centering pass flutters into the glove of Rimpinen. He'll hang on to that. Serra's going to skate on it as well. Work free to Zemer with a shot. Rimpinen save, and he swatted the rebound away. Fortescue plays it back around. Pieniniemi. That's turned over. Here's Nelson back on it. For Zemer. To the point he goes to Manetian. Aaron Manetian, long wrist shot. That's tipped wide. Rimpinen lost his goal stick on the play. Still doesn't have it. Nelson shoots from a sharp angle. And the goal stick getting further away now as Hemming finally brings the puck back out. Yeminen pivots back, throws up to the side of the goal. Nurmi trying to poke that ahead. Ralph had it poked free. Now Nurmi, a backhand shot. Augustine save, and he quickly corrals the rebound. To spark the U.S. here. Trying to throw that back in the high slot. Nurmi got in the way of that. Plant goes the other way to Fortescue. Winds and shoots. Hit a leg in front. Kiviharju looks ahead and finds Kiiskinen. This scramble draw, this time controlled by the U.S. Perreault down for Leonard. Shields off Kangas. They battle away for it. Back at the point is Hutson. Weaves in, has a lane and shoots. Rimpinen save. Rebound swatted away by Jokinen. Pieniniemi moves back. Kiviharju trying to work that freight. Zemer gets there. Brody Zemer. Back at the point he goes. Hensler, long wrist shot, tipped in front. Good save by Rimpinen.
Leonard turns in to Miettinen. And the first goal for U.S. was scored on a shot glove side that Rimpinen wasn't able to squeeze. That one not able to track either. And a deflection off the foot of Pieniniemi.
Helenius up to the line and just out. And now busting is Aidan with Helenius. Centering pass, Helenius in. It's poke checked away by Augustine. A daring play by the American netminder. He foils that rush. Now Kleber back the other way for Team USA. Kleber throws it back in front, bouncing puck, Leonard a backhand shot. Still loose behind the goal. Here's Hagens battling away for it. Nurmi on him. The referee fell. And now Hutson winds and shoots. He pounded that wide. And again, Rimpinen has lost his goal stick. Quickly gathers it back up. Someone buttered that thing. In comes Hutson. Moved ahead by Nurmi, but not out. Perreault sends it back in. Now finally, Aidan has time and slings it ahead for Helenius. Squeezed along the boards by Perreault. 4.5 to go here in the second period. Boyum jumps in across the line, drops for Leonard, back for Boyum, a chip, Rimpinen save, rebound put high by Hagens, and a quick burst for Team USA. Comes that close. 4:16 to go in the second period. The Americans looking to drop back within one, come this close.
But not before Trey Augustine gets in on the party. Really good decision on the poke check on Helenius. A little bit tired. Good stretch with a toe on Leonard. And this one even better. The tip by Boyum.
Kumpalainen threads that back for Pieniniemi. Now Kiviharju shoots. That's blocked by Leonard. Top line back on the ice for the U.S., but the Finns have them hemmed in here. Hemming can't knock it down. And here they come. Leonard busts it out. Gets away from Kiviharju, and the referee
great non-call by the referee.
His finger at Leonard.
That's a great non-call. Leonard chicken winged it, tried to draw a penalty. He said, "Nuh-uh."
Kumpalainen moves in, but the play's offside at the American line.
So Ryan Leonard's desperate to get a power play. He is a physical player, but also really works to draw penalties and sometimes goes down easier than he has to. Watch his arm on Kiviharju's stick. Lock it down. I'm grabbing it, and I'm making sure that I fall with it trapped in there. And the referee has a great view of it.
No way, no way, no way.
Tisk, tisk. Don't you dare try to catch me.
2:41 to go in the second period. Shots now favor the U.S. 21-17. Connolly throws it back across to Hutson. Cole Hutson. Washington's second rounder. In for Plant. Now picked up by Svoboda. In comes Svoboda, long shot, tipped in front, they score! Svoboda's long drive deflects by Rimpinen, and the United States is back within one.
The U.S. needed a break, and they get one. Svoboda's had the good feet. Skating hard in this game, creating chances. Hasn't been able to convert on good ones, but this one He rolls out of the pile with speed, create a little gap, a little separation, and then slings it in. And that's tough off the shoulder of Nieminen. There's the drifter. You couldn't do this if you tried. Off the shoulder plate, obviously Rimpinen, no chance. Off the post, no less, and in. And a massive goal. You think about 2:22 left in the period. Frustration starting to build a little bit for the U.S., even though they've turned the play in their favor. And now they're right back within one.
Native of Level Green, Pennsylvania, played for the Pittsburgh Junior Penguins. Rimpinen gloves that, hangs on. Flushed out by Hagens. Pieniniemi flips it back across to Kivaharju. Throws that pass over Uronen and chips it back down to the U.S. zone. Hutson goes back. It's quenched there by Uronen. And Kiiskinen comes in. He ran over Hutson. Boyum. Slides it back ahead to Leonard. Here they come again. Ryan Leonard drops it off. Hutson blinds in, waits and shoots, scores! Cole Hutson ties the game with 28 seconds to go in the second. And the U.S. comes back with 2 late goals in the period to square it up.
And a exuberant celebration by Cole Hutson. Nice little drop pass, and his lateral cut right there on Tukala sets him up for success. Joins the rush, but splits Kumpalainen and Tukala. And that sneaky, accurate wrister posted in, like a few of his goals have been. And just like that, that's the Americans. You think you have them under control? And I think we saw that from Pieniniemi when he scored his goal.
Yeah, Cole Eiserman did it in the semifinal. So Cole Hutson trying to follow in his brother's footsteps. Lane won a gold medal last year for Team USA, so he assists on the 3-2 goal, scores the 3-3 marker. Leonard fell behind the play. Nieminen lead pass for Kiiskinen, that's broken up, and Leonard, who was so far behind the play, almost had a breakaway. Had that chip away. Now a lead pass. In comes Hutson again, shoots! And Kiiskinen got a stick on that to knock it away. Now Perreault winds in. Gave Perreault a chance, lifted it high. Loose behind the goal, picked back out by Perreault. Goes back to Hutson. In comes Cole Hutson, a shot, that's tipped high as well. And the pressure continues here in the third period. Perreault walks up from behind the goal, spins it back in front, that's knocked away by Nieminen. Back across to Hagens. Hagens to Connolly, walks it in, shoots, he fired that wide. Kumpalainen chips that free, he's got numbers moving ahead, halted it and poked away by Boyum. And a lead pass down to Leonard. In comes Ryan Leonard, in, shoots, Rimpinen makes the point blank save. And Leonard plays that back, but it missed. It goes back down to the American zone. Poke checked away by Serra. Now Perreault tries to center it. Here's Gabe Perreault walking out. Pivots back on Väisänen. Perreault has a quick look. Slings it back across to Hutson. Hutson with some room, moves it down. Boyum walks in, feeds it back to the side of the goal. Leonard tapped it wide. A wide open look for Ryan Leonard, and it skipped wide. Hutson flips it ahead, looks for Hagens. Hagens centers it, goes off a skate, bounce away from Stiga. Here's Boyum back with it. Ryan
Leonard knows the U.S. should be up 4-3 right now. Turnover, bad line change. We've seen Leonard pull his move several times. Good 5-hole squeeze by Rimpinen. But this is the one. What a pass by Boyum. He puts it right on his stick. Leonard knows it's coming. Look how low Leonard's bottom hand is. He's got it down by the blade because he wants full strike down there, and he just mistimes it.
In single games, anything can happen. Kumpalainen back for Miettinen. Plays that back in deep. Kumpalainen looking for it. Plays it back in the corner. Miettinen feeds it back, and now a chance for the U.S. to bust out. Plant. Up ahead to Menedian moving in. Menedian throws it back in front. That pass just missed for Svoboda. Now Fortescue, a long shot, that's kicked out. Chance for Plant moving in. Plant trying to throw that back in front. The pass was blocked by Kivaharju. Fortescue back in for Plant. Miettinen fell. Fed back in front. It goes off the skate of Pieniniemi. And now move back. And here's Zeev Boyum. Back across to Leonard. The top line back out for the U.S. Boyum. Hagens. Hagens. At the line. Flips it into Boyum. And now Boyum winds in. Boyum with a chance. A backhand shot goes just wide. Racing to it is Aidan. Chips at it and moves it just to center ice. Ryan Leonard with time. Shoots. That deflects wide. Up for Helenius. Boyum sealed the wall, but Helenius moves it by him. In comes Helenius. Break wide he goes. Aidan walks it and shoots. And that's just wide. Helenius back with it.
He finds Aidan streaking. And that's the kind of shot that we've seen beat Augustine a couple times in this game.
Didn't miss by much.
Did not miss by much at all.
And a centering pass by Connolly was knocked away by Nurmi as Miettinen swings it back and he falls as well. Loose behind the goal. Pick free and bounce back in front. Miettinen took that away from Connolly. He goes flying along with Hutson. Now Miettinen works in. Venetian had that taken away. Svoboda with a chance. Side of the goal. It's fired wide. Good chance there for Plant. Bounces back down the ice. And Serra was looking for it. Now pick free. Hutson centers and Augustine quickly corrals that as Serra was lurking dangerously in front. 6:58 to go in a tied third period of the World Junior Hockey Championship.
The semifinals, the shots in the third period, 20-3 for Sweden over Finland. They've been here before, hanging on, trying to find a way.
I think most people would agree the United States is the better team, but the better team doesn't always win. Now move back and a quick shot. Oh, that's just a piece caught by Rippinen on Connolly.
It walks off the wall into a dangerous spot. And he lets that one go, dribbles through the 7-hole under the arm, and Rippinen fortunate to have that one bounce and bounce out.
Julius Miettinen in for the face-off. He's been the Finns' best against Svoboda. And after witnessing the longest shootout in IHF history in the bronze medal game, we will not see one here. If it goes to overtime, they'll play till there's a winner. In comes Uronen, walks in and shoots again. Augustine makes the stop on Uronen, who beat him earlier from that same spot. Now Hutson winds out. Throws that rink wide. He's got Leonard busting in. Ryan Leonard shoots, and Rippinen fights that off. Boyum back with it. Chipped ahead by Leonard. That's picked off by Uronen. He finds Aidan. Aidan walks right in. Aidan shoots. Augustine save. Loose puck counter back up. And ball ahead by Hagens. Inside 2 to go in the third period. And back comes Hagens. Hagens winds in. He's got Leonard with him. Hagens centering pass. That's broken up by Hemming. Serra in desperation sends it down the ice.
After a couple drives and shots and rebounds and Rippinen turn him aside, Aidan had a really good look off a Leonard turnover, but Augustine stands firm.
Gold medal meeting against the United States in 2019 with a late goal. 2 of the last 3 gold medal games have gone to overtime, both won by Canada on golden goals. And so this one will go to golden goal time. 3-3 the score. The United States trying to win back-to-back gold medals for the first time in its history. The Finns trying to pull off the gigantic upset. It's the 2025 World Junior Hockey Championship and our overtime intermission, which is
The situation, Miettinen's been very good for Finland.
and they'll play it as a winner. There was very little 3-on-3 in Finland's overtime win against Sweden yesterday in the semifinals. And the U.S. controls off the draw. Here is Hutson with it.
Face-off, get off. Nelson on the face-off.
Hutson, his brother was a gold medalist last year. Moving ahead is Leonard. Hutson drops it off to Perreault. And Gabe Perreault winds in. Pieniniemi works in, has a look. And now Perreault drops it back to Hutson. Hutson gets some room and shoots. He fired that wide. It rattles back down the ice through 60 minutes. In comes Boyum with Nelson. Drops it up to Nelson. A shot. He ripped that high. Now Kiiskinen walks right in. Kiiskinen holds and shoots. He missed it. Chance there for the U.S. 3-on-1. Seamer to Connolly. Trevor Connolly in. Feeds it back across. Seamer missed on that. Now Seamer back with it. To Hemming. Now Pieniniemi knocked off the puck by Leonard. They battle for the puck along the wall. Leonard shovels that back for Hutson. Hemming was almost off to the races. Now Hutson tries to take it away. Rolls down. And Rippinen played that away. Hagens. Feeds it back in front for Nelson. Tip that just wide. Moves back to center ice. Jokinen goes off. Trying to catch the Finns on a change. Boyum works in. Rippinen down. Looks back the other way. Boyum jams at it. Losing the sign of the goal. Hundius couldn't reach it. He's exhausted. Boyum plays it back for Connolly. Connolly walks in. Feeds it back across. Boyum with a great chance and a save made by Rippinen. What a stop.
What a save by Rimpinen, bailing out exhausted groups. As there's been several chances. If Hagens throws this one out to the middle, Rautiainen's got an easy breakaway. He doesn't see him. Nothing happens. You get a turnover. You get a chance going the other way. 3-on-1, 3-on-2. Drop past the Boyum is probably the play. Nothing happens as it skips over Ziemer's stick. But the last one, the best one. Boyum, a one-timer from 15 feet.
Lead pass for Kiiskinen. He got spun around. Chips it ahead to Nurmi. And Leonard knocked that down as Nurmi was almost in behind him. Here comes Leonard back in across the line. 1-on-3. Leonard busts in a backhand shot. Oh, what a stop by Rippinen. Saved the game right there. Hagens back on it. Leonard loose in front. And Hagens couldn't find him with a pass. Drop back to Boyum. Steve Boyum. How many more chances can the U.S.? Boyum. Up for Nelson. And Danny Nelson. Swings back and throws it back in front. Hagens with a chance. And Rippinen a pass save. Back come the Finns the other way. 3-on-2. Lead pass for Hemming. Hemming with a rolling puck. Flips it back around for Miettinen. Now Hagens gathers it back up. Tukla has to race back on Hagens, one of the fastest players in the tournament. And Rippinen up to play it. Brings that back around. Picked up by Julius Miettinen. Moves across the American line. Miettinen walks right in. Knocked off the puck. And Augustine makes the save.
This game has no business. Still going on. Ryan Leonard, 1-on-3. See you later, Kiiskinen. What a move by Leonard. Goes right through, but not able to elevate the backhand over Rippinen. That was a good chance, but this one's even better. Nelson around, Hagens back door, wide open net. He catches it, doesn't one time, he just got to elevate. He fans on the puck.
Drops that back for Rautiainen. In comes Rautiainen. Goes behind the back. Rautiainen with a chance. Stopped by Augustine. Boyum. Lead pass for Stiga. In comes Teddy Stiga. Oh, no. Stiga shoots. Scores. Teddy Stiga. Golden goal. And the United States has won back-to-back World Junior gold medals for the first time in its history. Teddy Stiga's first goal of this World Junior Hockey Championship is the overtime winner. Just like that. One of the players who can come back next year.
Rautiainen just mistimes his speed. He thinks he can skate with Stiga, but what a beautiful pass by Boyum. Sends it out there to him. Skate on into it. The fact that he's even on in overtime, he's got no goals in the tournament. Yes, he's got great wheels, but taking advantage of their depth, the Americans put a fresh player who takes off on some tired Finns and opens a 5-hole. Slips it home to end the game. Give the U.S. the back-to-back goals. Almost mishandles it. Just slowly trickles it through. Teddy Stiga.
7th gold medal all-time for the U.S. at the World Junior Championship. 4 of them won on Canadian ice.
That pass was so perfect from Steve Boyum. Tongue out like he's Michael Jordan. Oh, just absolutely exactly what you want. Just chuck it 5-hole, little wrist roll. And Rippinen did everything you could possibly ask to keep the game going as long as he did. Finally, one of these glorious chances finished by a guy who had not scored a goal in the tournament. What a moment for Teddy Stiga.
Didn't play every game. He was a healthy scratch early on in the tournament. And he scores a historic goal for Team USA. And David Carl has had quite a 12 months. 2 gold medals at the World Junior Championship and a national championship at Denver. And next year, for the 50th World Junior, the United States will go home as the 2-time defending gold medalist. Teddy Stiga averaged less than 10 minutes of ice time per game in the tournament. And through 60 minutes of this game, Stiga had played just 11:40.
For 4 nations and some of the other stuff, you got to win those games first, and I'm sure Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby and a bunch of guys are going to say maybe not so fast.
You know, sometimes you get a fluky goal and the best team doesn't win. I think we can all agree the best team won the gold medal game, and the best team wins back-to-back gold medals for the first time in their history at the World Junior Hockey Championship.